In this video, we will write a Java program which will demonstrate how to create a JButton and response to button press events. First, we need to import Java AWT package. Import Java AWT. And also need to import Java AWT event. And now I'm going to import Java x.swing package. In our class definition, I will add implements action listener. Action listener interface defines one method, action perform, that we need to implement now in this class. This action perform method will be called when button is pressed. It is the event handler. Is called when a button press event has occurred. You can see when I put the mouse over here, it say it does not override abstract method action perform. I will implement it as we move on in code. So first I need to create our class constructor. That will be over here. We'll copy from here the name of the class. I will declare a variable over here, JLabel. First, we need to create a new JFrame container. Where we will add all the components. And this text will show up on the JFrame. So a JButton example. Now I will specify flow layout for the layout manager. I will call JFrames method set layout and create new flow layout. And now we can give the initial size to the frame. I'll give JFrame and call it function set size and pass in the size 250 by 100. And now I need to add a exit button so we can exit the JFrame. and JFrame. It will close the JFrame when we terminate the program. So JFrame dot set default close. Over here we need to pass JFrame dot exit on close. Now I will create two buttons, on and off. Over here, JButton on button, and then initialize with JButton. Create a JButton object and give the value text value of on, and we will do same for the off. JButton off button, and then create the JButton object and pass it value off. The goal of our application is when we click on button, then we will handle that event and then print a message that button is on or on button is clicked. The same goes for off. Now need to set our JLabel. Over here, create JLabel object and pass it the tags. Please press a button. Now we need to add the label to the frame. Wait, that is our JFrame. And need to call JFrame's add method and pass in JLabel. And now we can display the frame by calling JFrame function set visible and set its value to true. I also need to add action listener to our JButtons and add those buttons to our JFrame. I'm just gonna come back over here after the JButton. I will add on button and add action listener to it. Add action listener and passes this reference. So this class will handle the events, and same go for off button. For the off button, we need to add action listener and pass in this reference. Now we can add these buttons to our JFrame. JFrame dot add on button, and same for off. JFrame dot add off button. Now we are almost done with this constructor code. We need to add action perform, which will handle button events whenever we press the button. So this function will be called. Need to implement that. It's public y action performed, and it takes action event. Each time a button is pressed, it generates an action event, and all register listener are notified by calling the action perform method. The action event object representing the button event is passed as a parameter. In this case of JButton action example, this event is passed to this implementation of action perform. In this function, the event that occurred is passed via AE. This is our action event. Inside this method, the action command associated with the button that generates the event is obtained by calling getAction command. So we can check which button is called. For example, I'll do if AE dot get action, which button was pressed. So over here, and then we can do equals if it's on, then we will print or add to JLabel dot set text you pressed on button, else JLabel dot set text you pressed off button. When we get action event, we can call this get action command, and the text on the button, it checks if it's equals to the text on the button. Then we can say you pressed on button, you pressed on button, else you pressed off button. This is set on JLabel. In our main function, we will create the frame on the event dispatch thread. So we will use swing utilities dot invoke later and pass it new runnable. And inside that thread, we need to implement run method. Public void run and start and end of. And over here we need to create our class JButton action example. A semicolon over here. Now we need to run our program and check our code. Now to run the program, just right click on it, and appears and run. We have this our JFrame and button on them. And when I click on, let's see if it works. Yeah, it says you pressed on button. If I click on off, you pressed off button. So it's working great, and this is fun. To learn more, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and keep supporting us. Thank you.